Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me once again. What I want to talk about in this video is something that I actually struggled with wanting to even deal with. And that is what we already know is that President Joe Biden has been basically exposed in so many ways. OK, there was some classified documents found in his garage when he was basically the vice president under Obama. And this has been discovered. And right now there is an investigation that's about to be initiated to discover what these so-called classified documents actually are. Now, as I said, I struggled with wanting to do this. In fact, I had a friend of mine that requested that I do a video on these classified documents from the Biden administration. But I struggled with it because I was like, I'm getting so sick and tired of these politicians lying. And my thought pattern was, okay, yeah, these documents found. They're not going to do anything about it. The left is not going to do anything about it. The mainstream media is going to cover it up. Nobody's going to care. They're going to go about their own little la-di-da life. That's what I thought. So I said, I ain't going to deal with it. I'm just going to deal with what's going on in pop culture and how pop culture is more influential on people's minds than the politics. And how politics have influenced pop culture and pop culture is influencing politics. That's what I decided to deal with, which I still will deal with at length. So there'll be a mixture of the two. But I felt God speak to my heart and say, even though you may be frustrated at the lying nonsense that's going on in politics, you still have to talk about it. You still have to expose them. The Bible says in the book of Ephesians chapter 5 that believers and Christians are not to be partakers of the hidden works of darkness, but we are to expose them. This is clearly, the way I see it, a hidden work of darkness. And the fact that the Biden administration is hiding something from the public, but yet at the same time, I'm trying not to give away too much of this. At the same time, they farting, Putin, and acting a fool over what Trump supposedly had hidden, classified documents in his place of residence. Wait a minute, something ain't right about this picture, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let me calm down. This is the kind of stuff I say makes me want to curse, makes me want to just go off because I get sick and tired of the lying politicians. But let's go on. Let's get into this article. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read an article, a bit out of Breitbart News. Read the article. It's pretty straightforward and short. And they're going to read a portion of some information from Epoch Times in reference to one of the individuals that's going to actually conduct the investigation. It is something he said that I really liked that's really on point. So let's get right into this article. And it states, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced his decision Thursday to appoint a special counsel to investigate President Joe Biden after classified documents from his time as vice president in Barack Obama's administration were found in his possession. I concluded that under the special counsel regulations, it was in the public interest to appoint a special counsel, Garland said, noting that he made his decision on January 5th. He announced that former U.S. attorney from Maryland, Robert Hur, appointed by former President Donald Trump to investigate Biden. So you can see, yeah, of course. Mr. Hur has a long and distinguished career as a prosecutor, Garland said, adding that I will ensure that Mr. Hur receives all the resources he needs to conduct his work. So it's almost like we got two investigations going on here. We got one investigation going on with former President Donald Trump and what these classified documents were and are, and another about to be conducted under the current president, President Joe Biden, and what the classified documents were and are. Sometimes you can't help but wonder, is this just smoke and mirrors to keep us from focusing on the bigger picture, which is a global one world government? Could be, but I digress. Let's go on. The Attorney General laid out the timeline for the Justice Department's handling of the investigation, revealing that the investigation was well underway before it was first reported on Tuesday. Garland recounted that he was first notified of Biden's possession of classified documents on the evening of November 4th. Isn't that a blip? Months ago, which was found by his lawyer in his office at the Penn Biden Center. That office was not authorized for the storage of classified documents, Garland said. Gee, I wonder if the mainstream media mentioned this. Nope, I bet they didn't. Because they're hypocrites. But let's go on. On November 9th, Garland revealed the FBI began an investigation as to whether the classified information found in Biden's possession had been illegally mishandled. Oh, really? Garland also said that on November 14th, he assigned U.S. Attorney John Losh, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, to conduct an initial investigation of the president for the documents found in the Penn Biden Center. He also revealed that Joe Biden's attorney notified them on December 20th about the classified documents found in his garage that were secured by the FBI. President Joe Biden's counsel, Richard Saber, said in a statement that Biden's possession of the classified documents, get this now, was a, quote, mistake. And the documents were, quote, inadvertently misplaced. Now, if Trump had said something like that, if anybody had said it, they would have been, oh, he lying, he's false, he's that, he's in Russian collusion and all this other dumb, ignorant. Calm down, Ryan. Relax, relax. Let's go on. Woo-wee. Look here, look here. Let me see. Let me read you something. This is in the Breitbart News. This is the statement from the White House. This is a statement of Richard Saber, special counsel to the president. This is his statement. Now, sorry I'm not able to show you guys. I don't have the software to actually show you this. But if you log on, go to the description box if you want to, and log on to the title and description box to Breitbart News. You can read this for yourself. But I'm reading this to you. It says, statement of Richard Saber, special counsel to the president. As the president said, he takes classified information and materials seriously. I'm supposed to believe that. And as we have said, we have cooperated with the moment we informed the archives that a small number of documents were found, and we will continue to cooperate. We have cooperated closely with the Justice Department throughout its review, and we will continue with that cooperation with the special counsel. We are confident that a thorough review will show that these documents were inadvertently misplaced, and the president and his lawyers acted promptly upon discovery of this mistake. Okay, we are confident that a thorough review will show that these documents were inadvertently misplaced. On what premise do you believe that these documents were inadvertently misplaced? On what premise do you hold that as, sir? Sounds like to me you guys are going to plan for this to be so. You're going to make up some kind of story that or a lie that says, oh, these documents were inadvertently misplaced. You mean to tell me that Biden didn't know anything about this as vice president? At the time Biden was vice president under Obama's reign, he wasn't as messed up in the head as he is now. So would it conclude in my mind that he was cognitive enough to know something was going on? He was cognitive. If right now he probably wouldn't even. He probably took it and didn't even know he took it. He probably don't even know whether. If you would have asked. I know they did, but I didn't see it. But if he would have asked him out, he'd be, oh, documents, what classified documents? I don't know. They have to give this man some kind of drugs or something to keep his mind where it needs to be so he can talk straight. But anyway, let's go on. Let's go on. We have cooperated closely with the Justice Department throughout this review, and we will continue that cooperation with the special counsel, he wrote. And that's the end of that article right there. It's just ridiculous, man. Okay, you guys are going to do a so-called investigation. Okay, but let me read this here. You're going to do an investigation, but let's see how this turns out. Let's see how this turns out, right? Let me read you this portion of articles from Breitbart News. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced the appointments of a special counsel on Thursday after lawyers for President Joe Biden found potentially classified documents at his former office space at the Penn Biden Center in November and his Delaware home in December. Now, let me read you something here. Representative Ronnie Jackson of Texas said more on Thursday via Twitter just before Garland's announcement. And these are his words. He says, while Biden was sending his DOJ goons to raid President Trump's home, he had highly classified documents in his own garage. in boxes next to his Corvette. Outrageous. A special counsel is needed now, Jackson said. And I just wanted to read that portion right there. Exactly. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. This is the reason why I get so angry and frustrated, because of the lies that these politicians are spinning. We have Republicans that don't have any backbone, that don't speak up, and well, very few of them, that don't speak up and speak out against the craziness that these Democrats are doing, the lies they're spinning. That's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of these Republicans, okay? And a lot of them are in on the same thing, on the same thing anyway. A lot of them are in on it anyway. So that's one of the reasons why I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of these so-called Republicans, rhinos, if you will, Republicans in name only. But in addition to that, a lot of these Democrats, as of today, which many of them are nothing more than communists and socialists and Marxist supporters, if they are not actually communists and socialists and Marxists, is that they sit up here and they spin these lies to the American public that Trump is all this, is racist, he's this, he's that, he's woo, 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 woo. And then right behind you, they're doing the same thing. Now, I can't help but wonder if the mainstream media is covering this information like they should be covering this information. No one can argue that this is not newsworthy. Man, don't make me do it. Don't make me rise up. Don't make me raise up. Well, it's not newsworthy. Biden has classified documents in his garage next to his Corvette, and that's not newsworthy. I wish somebody would say something like that stupid to me. I'm going to walk away because I don't want to have to say something then later on repent. One of the other things, too, that I find aggravating and frustrating about this whole ordeal is how so many people, and this is no reflection for people that have voted for Biden, but then it is a reflection of people that voted for Biden. So many people that voted for this man, okay, and are so pro-Democrat and so against Trump that no matter what you show them that Biden is doing, like right in their face, it's like right in their face, you could show them that you could show them that Biden is the Antichrist, like in the movie Omen, like when they said, you know, how you find out that the Damien is actually the Antichrist, the son of Satan. You got to look in the back of his head and see the sign, the number 666. You could literally show that to these people that voted for Biden, and show them a picture of the 666 in the back of Joe Biden's head, and they'd be like, well, you know, that's really fabricated, that's made up, because they're so pro-Democrat. They're so pro-Biden that they're not looking at the evidence. And what I've concluded is that, in my assessment, in my opinion, is that people that have voted for him are so brainwashed by the mainstream media, they can't even think straight. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do this video, because it makes me angry to see so many people being brainwashed by the mainstream media who would not give them the other side of the story, and who are not being fair, who are being biased, and are not being fair, and are not showing the other side of the story, and got these people in a state of almost like, it's like they're in a zombie state. It's like they are literally in a zombie state. And I know I sound like I'm venting, but it angers me to see this kind of stuff. And you know what's interesting is that there's an individual that I know, and I'm not going to name him, you know, God bless this person. I love him. But this individual is so pro-Democrat, as I said earlier, but this individual is so pro-Democrat. I ended up looking on Facebook and I saw a posting that he put on there. And I hadn't put any posting or anything about these documents that were found in the Biden's garage. I didn't find anything. I didn't do anything about it because at that point, like I said, I didn't want to be bothered. But this individual put something on Facebook that was dealing with these classified documents in Biden's possession, basically. And this person, his response was, well, you know, the Republicans are going to jump all over this. They're going to jump. Yeah, they're going to jump all over it because you guys jumped all over former President Trump at these so-called classified documents that he had in his possession, in one of his places of rest. Y'all jumped all over him. So what do you think, my brother? You think that they're not going to jump all over Biden too? Or Biden is doing the same thing? Now his people, his goons are saying, well, you know what? It was there by mistake. You know, it was misplaced. Like I said earlier, what evidence do you have that could conclude or give you the idea that those documents were misplaced? If they were misplaced, who misplaced them there? We could say Biden's aides or assistants as a vice president. I don't know if vice presidents have assistants. I'm going to assume they are. I got to look that back up to see if it is true that they have assistants. But maybe his assistants put him there or misplaced him there. Or maybe Biden did it. If Biden put it there, I can guarantee you that his state of mind back then was nowhere near what it is today in terms of cognitive ability. And I can guarantee you that if Biden put those documents there, those classified documents there, he was keenly aware that they were classified documents. He did not misplace anything. So what I can conclude from what his helpers said to defend him is, oh, we're going to find out some way to make it to where we can prove that, hey, these documents were inadvertently placed there by mistake. You lying hypocrites. I bet you in my gut, I can't prove it, but my gut feeling is telling me that's what they're going to do. That's my gut feeling because that's how they are. They don't have any morals. They don't have any sense of right or wrong. And when you don't have a sense of right or wrong, you will lie like it's nothing. Lies will come out of your mouth like it's nothing because you have no sense of right or wrong. You have no sense of God. You have no sense of goodness. You have no sense of love. Who and what can you possibly love? If you don't have a sense of right or wrong, lying means nothing to you. It means nothing to you. You can lie to the American public without any kind of conviction whatsoever. That's what these people do. But they need to be exposed for being the liars that they actually are. And if they don't get right with God and they die like this, they're going straight to hell. And I'm not afraid to say it, and I'm not taking it back, and don't ask me to do so. I don't wish any of that on anybody. But if it happened, you chose it. You chose it. Now, I ain't going to feel sorry for you. Oh, my God, that's a loss. Well, you wanted to live a lie. Now you got to deal with the consequences of living a lie. Now you got to deal with the consequences of being a liar. It's your fault. You did it. You dug your own ditch. I'm just saying. I know I'm angry, but I'm just saying. That's what I have to say about this. They're hypocrites. Hypocrites, 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 hypocrites. And one day they're going to be exposed for their hypocrisy. If they don't get it right, they got hell to pay. And there you go. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. God bless you all, and see you again.